Are you by now heavily bored of the heavily jargonized auto reviews that you get on other automobile shows on television? Are you bored because you simply don't understand what BHP, RPM and torque actually means? All you want is an honest review and news. Welcome to the next gen of automobile shows right here on India Today. This is Auto Today. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. Here is what is lined up on this show. This week on the show, we take you on a spin in Honda's soon-to-be-launched BR-V and give you the lowdown on this 7-seater crossover that is pegged to make waves. Then we zoom off to catch up with our teams on the last leg of the Crossing India Challenge. Also bring you all the latest news from the world of automobiles. And we join in Bond's enthusiasm for motoring and give you our take on the best in the 007 stables. So let's belt up and go. Now, Honda is all set with its next big launch, a crossover called the BR-V. We here at Auto Today took a short spin of this crossover to find out whether the Indian family is going to love it or not.
Honda is gearing up to launch a brand new crossover, the BR-V in India. And we, for one, are definitely stoked about it. So on our trip to Japan, we took a spin around this new offering. The BR-V is based on the familiar Brio Maze platform and features a very edgy design, much like the city sedan. The front end looks smart. The muscular bumper emphasizes the design lines. In profile, the BR-V looks quite like a large vehicle and features a substantially large wheelbase. Adding to the SUV feel are the black plastic claddings over the wheel wells. Another figure that impresses is the ground clearance. The BR-V offers 201mm of it, and that makes it better than the Hyundai Creta. Inside, the first thing to notice is the dash is from the recently launched Jazz. Being a pre-production prototype, there is little glitz, but we expect Honda to liven up the interiors. The prototype also came devoid of an audio navigation unit. However, the recess made it clear that the BR-V would also get a touchscreen unit. Just below, one can spot the climate control system. At the moment, it is a push-button unit, unlike the touch unit on the Jazz. But all that can change. Spacious with comfortable seats, there is ample storage space within the cabin. On the downside, the quality of plastic on this prototype didn't feel all that premium. But we are willing to wait till the final product hits the Indian market before commenting on this. Under the bonnet, Honda will offer a choice of two engines. The first would be a 1.5-litre IV-Tech petrol engine. The diesel variety will have a 1.5-litre ID-Tech engine. Mated to these engines will be a 6-speed manual gearbox. Honda will offer a CVT with a torque converter as well. At startup, the BR-V feels much like any other Honda, smooth and silent. It also feels light to drive thanks to the quick and light steering setup. Unfortunately, we were driving on a butter-smooth racetrack, so we can't comment yet on real road feel. Honda is slated to showcase the BR-V at the forthcoming 2016 Auto Expo in India.
It's time now for the fourth and the last edition of Crossing India, where two Mercedes-Benz CLAs are crisscrossing the length and breadth of this country, while the team traveling from the north to the south is crossing the bustling streets of Kerala on their way to Kanyakumari. The team from the west to the east has a peculiar reason to worry. They're climbing uphill all the way to Arunachal Pradesh. How did they feature? Let's find out.
Three weeks ago on this show, two Mercedes-Benz CLAs had embarked on a colossal challenge to cross the length and breadth of India, a drive from north to south and west to east, with an aim to touch as many states in each direction as possible. But it wasn't a cakewalk. A journey of this magnitude poses unexpected challenges, as the west to east team would soon discover. While both cars were averaging nearly 400 kilometers a day, the north to southbound red CLA was having a ball while at it. We catch up with the north to southbound red CLA. Heading out of Goa, the north to south team faced their longest day of driving yet. Kochi was the destination for the night, but in between stood 1,200 kilometers of relentless driving. But driving along the coastal highway on NH17 was a saving grace. The team's expectations of wide open roads, however, was far from reality. The state of Kerala seemed to be one large city with endless stretches of narrow back roads. Teeming with traffic, the only time the CLA saw bigger roads was right before they hit Kochi. But how long can one be miffed at God's own country? Once the delish food went in, all was forgiven. Their visit, however, was short-lived, as a last-minute switch in plans meant that the red CLA would have to push hard to reach Kanyakumari and double back to hand over the keys to Mercedes-Benz dealership in Kochi. On went the sport mode and off they went to finish the north-south leg of the adventure. 380 kilometers of traffic-riddled roads later, the team entered Kanyakumari, the final destination on the north-south leg. A proud moment for the team and the car, having covered 6,058 kilometers through 15 states.
Epic is putting it mildly when we speak of the Crossing India drive with the Mercedes-Benz CLA sedan. To feel the very fabric of our country, one needs to take this trip right from the snow-capped peak of the Himalayas to the far-flung states of the south. The CLA did not falter even once on this great drive of over 6,000 kilometers.
Meanwhile, the white CLA was making its way to Kalimpong, and the drive would have been a dream had it been pothole-free. Barring a few fun sections, the team had to be careful. The views, though, were fantastic. For the first time in the challenge, the west to east team reached the destination early enough to get some sound sleep and enjoy the bright sunny morning in the hills. The next day, a dash towards Gangtok ticked Sikkim off the list, as the team headed towards the remaining sisters of the northeast. The gateway to the northeast is through Assam, most of which was reportedly flooded. The team took a call and stuck to the national highways heading towards Guwahati. Although the road was a wide 4-lane highway, constructions on both sides and lack of traffic rules created utter mayhem. The next day, the team headed to Silchar via Shillong, and they couldn't have asked for better roads. NH44 is an endless strip of smooth tarmac and a dream to drive on, despite the landslides. The Shillong-Silchar bypass only got better with long winding roads, complete with sweeping corners. The CLA was carving corners like a proper sports car in sports mode, but the fun was cut short when the team crossed Jowai. With roads that were barely visible amidst the potholes, conditions worsened. The team snaked through craters while negotiating narrow ghat sections and heavy truck traffic. Overtaking became a problem, and one could get a glimpse of the flooded plains from the top of a hill. Bridges were in tatters, with entire sections made up of exposed pointed iron rods just waiting to claim another tire. Amidst all the action, the CLA coped quite well, but the team held back from pushing its limits further in order to complete the epic drive. Running out of time and roads, the team decided to head straight for the finish line instead, rowing, Arunachal Pradesh. Jorhat was on the way, and the roads leading to it presented the west to east team its toughest challenge yet. Ahead lay a muddy trail with running water and slush, hiding large stones. An impossible task for the low-slung CLA, many will say. But the determined team wasn't going down without a fight. The CLA slid, underbelly scraped, tires spun, but it made it amidst much cheering from the team. The team never saw tarmac again, despite signage indicating NH54. The absence of people and vehicles made the journey almost eerie, even during the day. But the scenery was a sight to behold. The last 78 kilometers to Jorhat was no walk in the park either. A busy single carriageway littered with potholes reduced the average speed. Driving through Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary presented good roads, but speed was limited to just 40 kilometers per hour. Rowing was another 300 kilometers from Jorhat. So meandering through the crowded streets of Tinsukia and an entertaining ferry ride later,
so we should consider that a job well done.
Absolutely.
That's
West
a good
to
job,
east,
man.
finally complete.
Finally completed.
This deserves a kiss.
That's too dirty. I'll just say that's good car.
the Mercedes was finally in the beautiful town of Rowing. A place that hadn't seen a Merc yet.
On the way, it saw landslides, blocked roads, waterlogged roads, roads with 3 feet deep potholes, and yet here it is in Rohing in Arunachal Pradesh, and it has silenced all its critics, all the naysayers, and it has made it here safe and sound.
Welcome back to Auto Today. Let's now quickly take a look at what else is making news in the world of automobiles.
British icons, they call themselves. And icons they are. This is Triumph's latest range of wheelies. Available in 3 models, the new Bonneville range is quintessential Triumph. The first in line is the Street Twin, followed by the T120 and Thruxton. The Street Twin will be the entry-level Triumph and will take on the likes of the Ducati Scrambler internationally and in India. So expect a rather inviting price tag. Just like the Street Twin and the Thruxton, the T120 and the T120 Black also feature a new chassis. The third bike is the Thruxton and the Thruxton R, which features a cafe racer design and shares the same engine as the T120. It also sports a uniquely beautiful new Monza-style filler cap. Triumph is also offering a massive amount of aftermarket accessories, which include Vance & Hines, exhausts, body kits, and even clothing to go along with this new range. Crossovers are making their presence felt in every possible segment, be it the top-of-the-line uber expensive or the entry-level segments. Now Datsun has showcased the Datsun Go Cross concept. While the Go Cross is still being hailed as a concept, we expect Datsun to have green flagged it for production. The Go Cross is based on the same platform as the Go Plus and comes with some truly radical looks. However, expect the production car to be a lot more bare basic. The flared wheel arches and the big wheel 17-inch wheels add to its crossover characteristics, though the Go Cross is destined to come in only in the front-wheel drive format. What will set the Go Cross apart from the rest is the fact that it will come with 3 rows of seating just like the Go Plus. Surely the third row would be strictly for kids, but still offers versatility. Expect Datsun to bring this to India next year.